Thank you, Ceann Comhairle, and thank you to all the Oireachtas staff for welcoming us and facilitating the new members of the House as we transition into our new roles. This is my first speech as a newly elected TD, and I am delighted to have the opportunity to stand here today as a representative for County Wicklow, and I would like to thank all those from across the County of Wicklow that have entrusted me with their vote. I wish it was under different circumstances that we're here today, but it is imperative that we discuss the developments of COVID-19. What developed as a localised disease in one country has now spread around the world, with several cases now confirmed in Ireland. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the difficulties that are being faced by those who are currently coping directly with COVID-19, especially those who have tested positive, and I wish them a quick return to full health. Like most in this chamber, I have spoken to many concerned members of my constituency and community over the last week or so, and whilst their primary concerns are health focused, they are also raising many issues relating to other aspects of their lives. I have met many parents in Wicklow who are concerned about further school closures. They worry about the impact that this will have on their children's education, and they also worry about what will happen to their income if they have to take time off work to care for their children. Local shop owners are worried about their business. They're afraid that their transactions will decline if public gatherings are curtailed or tourism numbers drop. If that happens, what kind of impact that will actually have on their own businesses. And culturally, there are fears that major events such as St. Patrick's Day or some Galway 2020 events, for example, could be cancelled. These are very real and valid concerns felt by many people across the country that are trying to do their best by their families in a situation where there are lots of unknowns and lots of uncertainty. But one thing I am certain of is that Ireland will do its best throughout this crisis if we can respond together as a community. If we recognise that it is through our collective efforts that we will restrict the potential of this virus to spread. Our care for the vulnerable in our families and communities is a priority right now, and those affected by the virus will need the support of all those around them to get through this difficult time. We all rely on each other in this crisis, as we always do. We rely on our communities, as we always do. And this, in effect, is what we call social democracy, where we recognise our interdependence and our reliance on our communities and how vital it is to nurture and support that community. But we also rely on our government and on our public services to respond correctly in a rapidly changing environment, following hard-won lessons in other countries. Accessible, reliable, timely information will be crucial over the coming weeks, as will the assurances that the government have robust plans in place to deal with any necessary escalation phases. And I would like to thank the Minister and the Department for the updates that we received today, because I think there's a lot of work going on in the background. I do believe that as public representatives, there is also responsibility on us to provide leadership in our own constituencies and not to add to any panic that could be within our communities. But on a broader note, the rapid spread of the virus and the daily news of its progression is a sign of the interconnectedness of an increasingly global world. Not many opportunities arise which allow us to reflect on just how connected we all are. And it takes a global crisis like climate change, a global recession, or, such as right now, a virus spreading quickly, for us to gain a perspective on the challenges of this increasingly interconnected world. And we have an opportunity here to acknowledge that there are vulnerabilities within our modern societies, and we need to respond by looking into how we can actually be more sustainable on multiple fronts. The challenges of globalisation are telling us something, that we need to redesign our interconnected world in a manner that benefits not only our health, but also the future of our environment, biodiversity, and the future of an economy that serves our society by creating sustainable, robust communities across the board. Thank you.